Hello and welcome to Midnight Tower's epic Q&A. Today we are going to answer a lot of these questions. It's questions from our readers and backers, and I hope to be able to answer them. Shall we? Shall we indeed? Do you want to draw? What's the first question?
Who are the headmasters on the Northwind Council? From Evan.
Oh, interesting.
Evan wrote the question.
So Northwind is this rather large town in Eastern Farraway. It is led by several individuals. So we have the Lord and Lady Wobblington. They are very noble. Then we have the leaders of Academy of Alchemy, the Higher Education, School of Higher Education, and the School of Wizardry. So the headmasters are like dean and professors from these educational centers, and they rarely agree with anything. It's very much a Terry Pratchett kind of town where it kind of works anyway. Like the people are just doing what they're supposed to do. They don't really agree about anything. They're just sort of bickering. So if you read Unseen University, that's pretty much what I had in mind when I created Northwind Gate. So yeah. Yes, the next question. Ta-da! That one.
Ready?
Yes.
Question number 2 is from Vincent Buscal, and I apologize if I got that wrong. Are there adaptations in the society to allow for queer families to have rightful heirs, at least not any more questionable than any succession feud, for different people to access places, work, success, preferred identities and such?
Oh, okay. Wow. That's a really good question.
It is.
And I would say yes, absolutely, because it's my world and I decided that it is so. So like being queer or being gay in Eastern Farraway isn't frowned upon. That's just the part of how it is. I would say in general, like for example the Dwarven clans, they will follow the female line. So it's always like the daughter of the clan that is sort of carrying the lineage forward. But I would assume that, for example, if you don't have any children, you would adopt, and that would be that pretty much. In general, it's almost always the oldest child who will inherit or who will sort of take upon the lord or lady's title. And in that aspect, again, if you don't have any children biological, so to say, you would probably adopt instead. So it's not like the British system where, if a lord doesn't produce an heir, you can sort of lose a whole lordship title. That's not how we do it in Eastern Farraway. Right. The second part of that question, I would say that it's a very open society, since you have so many different species coming together, elves with their traditions, humans, dragonborns, gnomes, and so on. It's a little bit like a kitchen sink. It's a very sort of, it's just in general quite open society, because it's all sort of merged together with trade. So if you don't like the sea elves for something like that, well, in that case you wouldn't trade with them, and if you don't trade with them, you suddenly don't have access to exotic goods or whatever they bring to the table. So it is a little bit like that, but just in general, you still do have a certain amount of racism. Like the dwarves are very sure of that they are the superior sort of people, and the Dragonborns as well. Same thing with like difference between the North Star region. They probably look down a little bit on the people to the south, and the other way around. So yeah, so it's complicated, and it's a very good question. I like it. The next question. It's your destiny.
All right.
Okay.
Question number 3 is being slowly unfurled.
Unfurled.
Oh, this is a good one.
Okay.
From, oh, this is difficult to pronounce. PBH Ellos. Right, you know who you are. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Thank you. What are the best and worst taverns?
Ooh, best and worst tavern. In entire Eastern Farraway.
I know one.
You know one.
I know one.
Okay. Da-da, da-da.
There's one in Winterhold.
And the name of the tavern, good sir,
I'm
for
just trying
5,000 quid.
It's outside the old wall.
We need a name.
Oh, I can't remember it. Damn it!
You suck.
I do.
Okay.
The suckage
Yeah.
is colossal.
So some of the best taverns would probably be the Silver Horn, which is featured in the Cursed Statuette, and also I think one of the Secrets of the Drow. So it's located in Winterhold. It's this old dwarven inn. I think it's located in the old quarters. And once there was this queen who went visiting, so they still have this sort of room where she stayed. So it's really, really nice. It tends to have, it has a small private booth, but otherwise it's like different tables, usually have minstrels or bards playing. So it's a general, really quite nice and slightly upper class area, a tavern. You also have the Viewpoint in, I think it's located in Hammersong. It's an old watchtower that was refurbished by this Dragonborn, a creature called, I don't know the name of her, but anyway, which is super posh, very popular among the nobles and also among the local drow, because there is a few drow houses who live openly in Hammersong. So they tend to go there together with all the bodyguards and whatnot. When it comes to worst alehouse, Winterhold again will definitely take the spot of two of the worst. You have the Drunk Fool's Inn and the Leaning Alehouse. Both are located outside the walls of the town in Lowtown. And you also have the Seasick Sea Cow, which is located in Whiteport, which is kind of named after a tavern that we used to have when we played ages ago. But I think that one was called the Seasick Mermaid, but so this is the similar. So if you go there, make sure to hold on to your purse, so otherwise they will nick your money. The ale is either heavily diluted and mainly tastes like water, or if it's like eye-watering strong. So those are your options. Now we need a new question.
Another! All right. Next question is, are there other towns and villages not listed in the regional maps that are provided? And if yes, what are their names and general locations and sizes?
Wow! Okay. Clark. Slow comb.
Thank you, Clark.
Thank you, Clark. Right. Get your favorite armchair, because we're going to sit here for a while. The general map that we have in all of our adventures, which was, by the way, we could commission that one for a successful Kickstarter that we did many years ago. So thank you so much to anyone who backed that Kickstarter. It is made by a character who I made up, and she's called Aurora Gnamtrix. Now the general map it shows like the locations of the different areas. It's based on one of my old hand-drawn maps of Eastern Farraway. And to be perfectly honest, it is a rather simplified map. So there are plenty of small towns and hamlets and villages scattered throughout the region. Many of these towns, villages and hamlets are not part of the big regional map, mainly because they wouldn't fit, and also that when we made the map initially, since then we've added many more adventures. So I like to keep the map like that, so it's still growing. And one day I would like to do a full book with just maps and lairs and locations, which is just focusing on maps for Eastern Farraway. But it is not this day, so hopefully that might come later on. But for now, it gives it. The map is meant to give a general representation of where you are in the world, so you know pretty much where Backwald is, North Star region, and where the different towns are in relations to each other. It also gives the opportunity, if you want to drop in other one-shot adventures or your own, from other creators or your own, you can just say like, no, there's a village here and I'm gonna call it whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's the questions, that's the answer. Thank you so much, Clark. Thank you so much, Clark, for your question. It's a very good question.
Are you ready?
I am indeed. Go, 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 go. Dive in there. Aha!
There we go. Does popcorn exist? You did not see that coming. From John, Jake, and Rick Lied. So
popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn.
Popcorn?
Yes.
Popcorn.
Yes.
Interesting. I'm very happy to inform you that popcorn probably does exist in Eastern Farraway. Because it would be some sort of, popcorn comes from mice, and the temperature, at least down in Backwald, would definitely be mild enough for mice to grow. So, or corn, as you probably call it. Mice or corn? I don't know. Anyway, so I would assume that they probably harvest that, and then one evening when the gnome had fallen asleep, as they were supposed to keep guard, they mumbled around in their sleep and they kicked over the corn, and it fell into the fire, and you got popcorns! Yay!
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
Very good.
Very good. Thank you for your question.
Next question. Aha.
Aha.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Here we go. More tavern-related questions. From Phoebe Xelos. I'm so sorry. You know who you are. What is the best/worst tavern food?
The best and worst tavern food. I think it depends on your taste. Some of the best tavern food can probably be found at your general roadside inn, I would say. I think that a lot of food that's being served at, the Old Wolf Inn, for example, it's quite, it's rustic, but it's filling, it's fresh, but it's also, it's hot, and it's just comfort food, really. If you want upper class food, then obviously you can go to like the inns I mentioned previously, like the Silverhorn. But again, if you don't like, weird sort of salmon pate and goose liver and some sort of ice cream in lemon, then you're probably not gonna like it. I'd say the worst tavern food is probably what you would find at really quite either inns that are just shabby inns, I think the Slithering Eel Tavern, which is a kind of half decent, it's not the worst pub, but it probably has some sort of like mash and eel, and sometimes it could be a little bit like, is this eel fresh? the customers won't notice, you know. It could just be that you have a bad chef. But the best food is probably, you know, just a general feel-good dwarven food that is like big plates with lots of food, and it's just like I think gnomes are probably really good at making food, and I think Dragonborns, they have they like spicy food, so lots of imported chilies and stuff. So if that is your cup of tea, you should go to Viven and Hammer. I think they have really nice food.
I'm getting hungry.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Peggesellos, for your question.
Right, are we ready for another question?
We are ready for another question.
1, 2, 3, time. Oh, clearly you wanted to be picked. All right, come back here, you. This is the winner. Can the guide have maps of all the major towns? My players really enjoyed the Winterhold map by Evan. See, this is what happens when you draw nice maps.
Yeah, I want to say yes on this, but probably not. And the reason for that is, so currently I'm writing the descriptions of the different larger towns. I'm also very fond of the map of Winterhold, but because the guide is going to be 160 pages, and if I start adding maps for all the larger towns, which I really wanted to do, I have to remove something else. So the way I've structured the book is that unfortunately the maps won't fit. But having said that, as I mentioned earlier, I would really like to do like maybe a map companion to the campaign book. Which would then mainly focus on the maps, because I was really fond of that Winterhold map. You can see the region, and it's so much fun when I was drawing it. I was like, oh, this is how the town works, and you know, this is the area that is the old quarters with the hexagon or octagonal buildings, and then the city wall has been expanded twice, and still you have new houses outside the city wall. So I would love to do that. I love to do, Northwind Gate with a slithering river snake that sort of goes through the entire town. But I think for this book, if I can fit it, I will definitely include it. But I do have a word count and a page count to stick to, so we'll see. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe. Yes.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Another one.
Right.
Another one.
It's going to be. Oops. This is another question from Clark. Can the guide have a calendar of world events?
Ooh. Oh, I like this question. So I've written the chapter which is about calendar and time, which I'm quite happy with, because you have different sort of calendar systems depending a little bit on it's a whole chapter. You get to read it yourself. And I think that is it one of the stretch goals that we talk about holidays and fairs like?
I think so.
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
So
we will definitely include some of the major holidays that are celebrated throughout Eastern Farraway, because it's fun to include. We've done that before, like in the first adventure, Hunter's Full Moon trilogy. It's a lead up to the Hunter's Full Moon Festival, which is a 3-day festival in Buckbridge. And we also mentioned is it the Sky Rain Day that they're celebrating with the kites in one of the mini adventures?
Yes, I remember that.
And then obviously you have a lot of the a lot of, well, actually, in the chapter that I wrote about religion, I also mentioned some of the main days that you celebrate the different gods. So there would definitely be quite a lot of bits and pieces sprinkled into the book. So thank you for your question, and I hope that you liked the answer. Okay, are you ready for another one?
I'm so ready.
Ready? You ready? You ready?
I got it.
Ah!
They chose this question. All right, let's see what this is. This is from Evan. What is Octavia Dragonborn's story? Evan, you're not the first one to ask. Spill the beans. Come on.
Right. So initially, Octavia Dragonborn was this character that I came up with. And then later I had her portrait made and someone was like, ha ha ha, why is she called Octavia Dragonborn when she doesn't look like a dragon? I was like, that, good sir, is a very valid question. So I obviously decided on the spot that she was in fact a dragon, and she is. She's an ancient gold dragon, and it is so she has this sort of like old rumor. So she's left behind the Octavia's tower in Winterhold, which is this old tower that she used to conduct her experiments. Which is now inhabited by her cats. Her cats they are smaller, about a third of a normal cat, very intelligent, because they've been sort of influenced by low radiant magic surges, so they are a little bit enchanted. It has been rumored that Octavia died. I think we're mentioning that in Hunter's Full Moon. After a failed experience with a huge toad, but that isn't entirely true. She doesn't always, she's a little bit like an elusive version of Elminister, so she does sort of give advice to the young Queen Åsa Frostdaughtry III and the Lord Steward of Hammersong, and also the Five. So she does have sort of like a little bit, yeah, she does offer advice. She shows up especially in the last book in the Eastern Farraway Adventure series, where we get to know a little bit more about her. And she also has an arch enemy, but we don't really know who that is.
Intriguing.
Very intriguing. So, but that's one of the reasons why she can't plane shift around, so
there shall be another question.
La 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 la.
All right. What are the best good/evil dragons known? Another one from PBX Salos.
So Octavia Dragonborn is she's neutral, so she doesn't really qualify as. But I would say that she's not. She would be a little bit good aligned, kind of a sprinkle of goodness.
A light dusting.
Yeah, light dusting. So she would definitely qualify to that. Otherwise, I don't think that there are that many known dragons. Like, dragons are quite rare in Eastern Farraway. A lot of them have sort of withdrawn. They don't really like to be too close to the habitat areas, sort of. So yeah, they probably rather hunt up in the hinterlands and just eat food and people and gather treasure. So yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. I don't know why I did that. Okay, do we have any more questions?
We have plenty more.
We have plenty more.
Right.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 of this.
We might have to,
case,
because there's a bunch.
Oh yeah, so if you want to know more, you can drop questions. Well, I'm pointing at my niece, but you can drop them down below in the YouTube comment field. Comment section. Yeah, comment.
Something like that.
Yeah. Ask or send an email, I don't know, a bat, a pigeon, anything.
This is great.
Oh,
Another one
my
from
God.
Evan. Or even. Feel free to correct me. What actually happened to the 4th orbstone? Yes, Toby?
Oh my God, I'm so happy someone finally have asked about this. So yes, so again, if you haven't played the trilogy, close your ears or pretend that you never heard this. Close your ears, you just fold them down like this.
Try.
Anyway, because the whole sort of setup for the campaign is that you look for these 3 orbstones. But as I mentioned in the text, it's actually 4. So yeah, there's actually 4 orbstones. Now, when I wrote it initially, I just wanted it to be 3 orbstones, and then in the beginning, one of them had already kind of been found. So you search for the other 2. The 4th one, if you read the book really, the adventures really closely, you can see that I kind of Easter egged in information about this 4th orbstone. I know what happened with it. I know where it's hidden, and I have a theory of what's going to happen next. But I don't want to share that really, but I'm very, very excited about it. So
I'm curious now.
yeah, I'm not going to answer the question, but I love the question. So yeah,
I'm going to keep
if that
asking.
makes sense. But it's a very good question. And yeah, sadly, all information about the 4th orbstone was lost when the 7th tower in the 7 Keys library burned to the ground 400 years in a strange firestorm. Now, was it a coincidence or was it not? Next question. Choose. Choose wisely.
Choose randomly.
Final question.
From N. Collins. Can the guide have an updated version of the Eastern Farraway map showing all the locations mentioned in the Mystery Adventures? The Mystery Adventures, such as Argentis Falls, the Old Wolf Inn, Saltby, etc. Which is a great question. Many of these aren't on the normal map.
This is a little bit of a predicament. You put me in a pickle. Is that a word?
You've been pickled, yes.
I've been pickled. So initially I had thought about doing that, but the only problem is that if we then write another mystery, I'm not saying that we are gonna do that. I'm just saying that we might, exactly. We might do that. Possibly. So, because I have a really cool idea for an adventure that I would like to do next, but I'm not, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, if I do that, if I add all the details, then obviously the map is going to be, we would have to update the map quite regularly, and potentially we could do that. I also feel like after 5 years, it is kind of time to update the regional map, because the world has grown with all the adventures that we've written, and it would be kind of cool to have this updated version of the map. I will, you know what? I will send a pigeon to Aurora Namtix, our made-up gnomish map maker, and see if she's up for it, because I would definitely like to have that. That would be kind of cool. If this is something that you really want, and I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to say yes, I could do that just for you and Collins and anyone else who like that. I've tried to sort of describe where these locations are, and sometimes it's been a little bit implied, like, but initially when I actually sort of when we wrote the adventures in the beginning, we didn't actually have a scale of the map, so a lot of it was like it takes 2 to 3 weeks to travel there. We had a rough idea of the distances, but it's something that I would like to do, to have like a complete map, and I have been thinking about maybe redo the map and then have numbers, because then it's easy to sort of move them around. But then again, I kind of like the whole sort of when you write out the name of the mountains and all of that. So the answer is we shall see.
Are we ready?
Yes, absolutely.
This question is sent in by John Jake Henrik Lied. And the question is, how common is magic? Yes.
I like that question.
How common are magical
Thank you,
items?
Jake.
Magic items, spells in general.
Yeah. Okay, so the answer is it's not so common, especially when it comes to higher level of magic. Higher level of magic is very rare, and Jake, you will be happy to know that I've included a whole chapter that is about magic and how it works in the world. Being able to cast high level spells is insanely uncommon. Magical items, a lot of them are from a distant era, so there are powerful weapons, but a lot of that sort of like how to create them, how to enchant them, those recipes, that knowledge, it's long gone. So you do have magical items, but not everyone can wield it. There are areas where magic is a little bit more common, sort of like especially where you have fake crossings, and it makes sense for it to be rare, because if it was really common, no one would do any farming. You can just go, oh, create food and water, create more food and water, and that is not how the world is. It's more like a fantasy, medieval type of world with a little bit of magic. So I hope that answers the question. Say goodbye quickly, because the battery is running out. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
We hope that you had all your questions, or if you have more questions, drop them below.
We have more questions.
Yeah, we have. We might do part 2 of this if you want us to.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for watching or listening or whatever you did. Is that bus gonna leave?
No, I don't think so.
Blah, 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 blah.
Like a cat.
Mice.
Right.
Children of the mice.
Children of the mice.